Check it out, people. It's Zest for Life, aka Fresh Mark Scents. What am I talking about today? Scents that make you feel something, scents that inspire you. Lest that be to go out and push yourself physically, to be, I've got a little list here to try and keep it organized, uh, to be masculine, sensual, or gentlemanly, this sort of character, to go out and do that. To be calm, refined, or ready for business. We got some business sense. To be free. I mean, we talk about free. It's something a little bit, maybe a bit fruity, a little bit playful, something, but being fresh and easygoing at the same time, or something relaxing. Go into that. And finally, the fresh sense. Things that would, as I said, revitalize you, but really say refresh your senses and relax you at the same time. So they're slightly different from calm sense and free sense because they make other people feel fresh when you're close to you. So one is to relax you, free, and one is fresh to revitalize others when they go past you. So let's go into it. That was quite good. 1 minute. Um, the first one is Boys to Yuzu, pushing yourself into action. Really, to push yourself physically. This sort of mint, this always gets me going. This mint and vetiver in Boys to Yuzu, mixed with, of course, yuzu, is a sour, fresh bergamot reminiscent of Dolce Gabbana's Velvet Mugler or something like Mug. I've probably said it wrong, but oh no, Velvet Mojito, Velvet Mojito, and that is like the Harrods fragrance, £280 for 150 ml. But this is £15 for 50 ml. Fantastic. Karl Lagerfeld Boys to Yuzu has that exact scent. I actually had to go back to Harrods to check it myself because I was like, wait a second, this smells like something. Anyway, so Boys to Yuzu, fantastically energizing with mint, rosemary, a little bit of yuzu to keep it sour, and bergamot fresh. It's just fantastic for the price, how energizing it is. Next is something on the list that you've probably seen already on here. Why Eau de Parfum? I just use it all the time because the apple, the crunchy sort of sour apple going out there with sage keeps it fresh and limey. So that sort of zesty and limey, fresh opening with the sage made in amberwood base is it's very versatile as a sports scent, but also the crunch really gets you. That's what really gets me, the crunch of the apple and the sourness of the bergamot. Fantastically refreshing. That is pushing yourself physically. The next one is to be masculine, sensual, or gentlemanly. Now, masculinity is kind of on the ebb nowadays. People don't feel proud to sort of stick their chest out and say, "This is who I am." People are sort of shying about who they are. I mean, if you were to ask, "Oh wow, how you feel about yourself," a lot of people would play down their masculinity. Let's say nowadays. But I think it's something very beautiful to share your masculinity in the right way. I would think this is something that is uh, the best part of you, the strength of you, the honor of you, the self respect, the covering other people's faults, maybe. But all that aside, I think masculinity is something that sort of makes people turn into a room. When you walk into a room, people turn around and say, okay, that's the man, because he carries himself in a strong way, but also he knows what he's about. So he's going in his own direction with gusto, let's say. And that's an old school word, but I think it's relevant today. So, Gucci Intense Oud. The reason why I said go in your own direction with gusto is that this was the first of the Western oud scents that really hit the market and crashed it in an amazing way. Because the sensuality of patchouli, which was overused in the following years, this was made in like 2008, and we had like a 10-year of patchouli scents. I mean, everybody knows we had 10 years of patchouli scents. So this is patchouli done in a very masculine, green woody way, green touch of oud, the saffron and raspberries there. And I feel Ombre Nomad is just a shadow of this perfume, because Ombre Nomad by Louis Vuitton, with its high price tag and everything, it is Gucci Intense Oud. It's a rip-off of Gucci Intense Oud, in my humble opinion. Uh, I just own fragrances. I don't even sell fragrances. I just recommend the ones that I like. And for me, Ombre Nomad is a cheap rip-off of Gucci Intense Oud. I love this fragrance, and it makes you feel masculine because the woods have a strong base. The spice is punchy. It's saying, I'm resoundingly here. It has a touch of rose, which is soft, so it's pluming through. It cuts through, and then it softens its way with a nice scent trail. So that is what's so masculine about it. It cuts through in a sharp and distinct and handsomely rich way with that saffron and raspberry, and then it paves the way and gently uh, makes people want to follow that leader. So carry on. I mean, that's what I think of a masculine perfume. It's hard to get right nowadays. I'd say Tom Ford Tobacco Vanilla is another masculine scent that people just wear wrong, maybe wear too much, and don't know what it's about or don't know what they're about themselves before they wear it. So it comes off as a bit showy and pretentious. But that's my opinion. Another one on the gentlemanly side of masculine, because there's a softer side of masculinity and sort of well, let's say the gentleman dandy way of masculinity, which is, it's not my decision to say what's right and wrong. I just think there's two different versions of it. So there you go. Between the gentlemanly, I mean, a gentleman has to come out. I mean, Gentleman by Givenchy. What is it called? Boise, yes, because it had cacao and woods. And Gentleman Givenchy with whiskey, which is Reserve Privy. So Gentleman Givenchy Reserve Privy has nuts and whiskey, which is a very smooth iris. Oh wow, iris cacao. I would say that this is more smooth in the intense than this. But however, if you like leather scents and leather touch, if you're wearing a leather jacket, this is definitely the option for you. And if you're not wearing a leather jacket and you're wearing a suit and you're going out and you want to be slightly more sensual, go for this. But I think this has a sensual side with the leather. It's fantastic. Leather and cacao done perfectly. Now you see leather and fecal notes and chocolate, like sometimes it goes a little bit whack, like Valentino. Oh, I'm sorry, that went terribly wrong. I mean, sorry, Valentino, but I mean that is some strong cacao and oud. I mean, if I spray it, oh yeah, that's Sri Lankan oud. That is, that is fecal, that is sour, that is green, that is, it's got a lot of woody richness to it, but it's not for everyone. You could wear like one spray of this and it would, you can smell this. But so a lot of leather and cacao fragrances have been muddied and end up fecal or smelling like something else. But this is done in the smoothest way I've seen in a long time. So definitely check out Gentleman Givenchy, Boise, and Privy Reserve. So these are the gentlemanly masculine ones. So be masculine and gentlemanly. Inspire you to be like that. And inspires others too because they smell it and they think, like, I don't know, some sort of James Bond slick character, you know? So now we've gone through the pushed physically to be masculine or sensual or gentlemanly or refined. One scent that kept on coming into mind when I said refined is Dior Homme Intense is a fantastic office scent. I don't sell it, but I have been recommending it like crazy, and I've got that in the back of my head. I know I've been recommending it a lot, but it's fantastic. Oh wow, this is pristine and refined. The scent of it, fantastic. Always fantastic in a suit. You can't go wrong with Dior Home Intense in a suit. I mean, it's people who say it's too sweet, they would actually find that it's more feminine than their usual scent, and they would get compliments for wearing a more feminine scent that they used to, but making it work. And they would make it work because they're so masculine anyway, half the time. The people who say, ooh, it's too sweet. So it actually works for them too, uh, without them knowing it. So, all right, so that's fantastic one. The gentlemanly and refined. I'll put that on the side because I don't always recommend that, but these two are my main recommendations for the gentlemanly, and this is the masculine. Fantastic. And now for the to be calm, ready, refined, and ready for business. This is the that scent for calm, refined, ready for business. And then to be free, I was thinking something a little bit out there, something that says a free character. You don't really care what people think, but definitely want to show that you've got a playful attitude and you're having a good time, you know, ready to go out and have a good time, a little bit of adventure. So, Lacoste Homme Timeless is always what I think about because I've gone out and I've checked it between different perfumes, and this has come out on top with very expensive perfumes, and this has always come out as top as the favorite, the most favorite with the ladies, favorite with teenagers. I remember I tried this favorite against white eau de parfum. People like the more than white eau de parfum, so favorite against more expensive perfumes. I got this for £25 for 50 ml, and it is a game changer. It's a little bit fruity with the raspberry. It's sweet with the almond, so people think about Baccarat Rouge, more expensive fragrances maybe. It has the warmth of cashmere wood, so at the end of the day, it has some coziness and vanilla. So, well, I mean, they say it's an aphrodisiac, but it's a great way to finish a fragrance as well. Fantastically free and fresh too, with that jasmine, yeah, jasmine in the mid. So the free perfume. Next one is Vetiver Sensual. That is the next free one. This is sort of to be calm, relaxed. This makes me feel like I'm in a green field. This has beautiful vetiver. No, this is so. Oh, this is part of the fresh, but it's calm and relaxing at the same time. Oh wow, it's the fresh green grass of vetiver, and then the orchard gives it an almost fresh windy effect, like it's being blown into you with white florals. But it's just the softness of orchard and mint, the tingling of mint. So the softness of orchard and the tingling of mint have given a fresh breeze effect, which is quite fantastic. And these are the middle notes. So these are resounding, this sort of um, waves of freshness, and you get. It's a very simple perfume actually. I think it's just mint, orchard, a little bit of vanilla, and vetiver. So it's a very simple perfume, but done very nicely, very calming, relaxing perfume. So that is how you sort of stay free and calm in your mind, let's say. And because I got a few to go through, fresh. Now, I was going to put this in the free because it's naturally free, but I'm going to put this in the fresh because it's naturally fresh as well, with cypress, um, a green vibe. It's free in terms of being casual. It's fresh with the natural cypress woody notes and sage, which is a breath of fresh air. Always, um, it's a sort of burnt in big sticks in some movies. They say to relax, the cleanse the place. But this doesn't smell burnt at all. This is very herbal, fresh, without being bitter, because the sandalwood stops it. Sandalwood and vanilla stops it from being bitter before it has that sort of harshness. It opens up with a fresh, woody cypress note, which is masculine. It is a touch green, but not so green you can't use it for the office. So What I like about it's free in its versatility in that you could use it casually with a leather jacket because the leather notes. You could usually use it formally with a suit and it would leave you fresh and a little bit, well, I'd say I like the herbal note of it. The herbal note, it has the notes at the back. Top notes, clary sage, black pepper. Yes, the black pepper gives it a bit of a punch for the formal atmosphere, makes it nice for a suit. So definitely check it out. It's free and fresh and a very unusual one actually. Jimmy Choo Man Blue, because I may have picked something a little bit more out there like this, but I think something naturally fresh needs to be on the list, like Vetiver Sensual. So Jimmy Choo Man Blue, I hope that's in the screen. And then let's get to fresh because I'm almost worn out now. I kept on going with the scents that inspire me, and the sense that the first scent that comes to mind, not the first scent that is just here and available. I really dug deep for this one. And I actually have another one because I don't want to stop myself. Sorry. Okay, so this is also part of the fresh saffron and musk by Arab earthly perfumes. Abdul Samad Al Qureshi, saffron, musk, saffron, musk, and cedar. So cedar gives mineral freshness. Saffron is there for spiciness, but the musk is a blue fresh mist, which is it's a little bit soapy. It's a little bit clean and fresh, like on an orange blossom. It's got really strong saffron musk vibes, which is like the really like the musk that you'd rub on yourself, the Arab traditional ones. It's fantastic. Check that out at Abdul Samad Al Qureshi. Um, Abdul Samad Al Qureshi, yes, at Regent Street store, Central London. So this is the fresh one. Let's just put this at the front then. I'm not really good at ordering these things. Let's go. All right. Hopefully you can see that. Next fresh one is Bengal Oud. This is sort of like, it's not Vetiver Sensual. It's similar to Soleil d'Italy, which is orange, but this is just orange and musk, and this is orange and leather. So it's slightly more masculine and you could say more versatile, but the leather is off-putting for some people. But I really love the sort of brown leather and jungle oud combination. This is a sort of Sri Lankan oud that I would actually like. So it's a little bit sour, but they put the mint and a strong vetiver with the green oud. So it gives you the greenness of Bulgari Gemstone Collection Aurum, which is 2 years ago, I think, released at Harrods. Gemstone Collection of Bulgari, you could check it out in Harrods. They've got some fantastic fragrances. Very hard to name. Some of them seem like they're sponsored by rappers or something like Tiger. I mean, who classy in Bulgari would name a fragrance Tiger? I mean, I don't know where they're coming from, but they ended up with that name. Anyway, so this is a fantastic fragrance with the vetiver and the leather. Staying focused, just for you guys. All right, fresh. Next one that's fresh in an unusual way because we pick out the best fragrances, not fragrances that everybody's gonna wear or fragrances because it's popular. We don't do that. Individuals pick fragrances for them. So I could recommend something to you, but I'm gonna recommend different types of fragrances because I'm not talking to the same person every time. Whenever there's a new viewer, they might want something new. So Fusion de Izzy Extreme is a coconut fragrance that's fresh with mineral fragrances. So it has mineral and solar notes. What does that even mean? These are conceptual notes in the notes description, mineral notes and solar notes. But the coconut, I'm going to try and explain this with a room full of fragrance, so bear with me. I'm actually going to spray it on. That's why I wasn't spraying it. It's a complicated one. I have to spray it on me. Oh, yes. So the sweetness of coconut flesh, and then it goes, before it goes too creamy, they add a metallic shimmering note and then the solar note is a warming, almost like papaya. It's like papaya. So I was gonna say pineapple, but it's definitely not papaya. But it's like sweet and fleshy, like between a guava and a papaya. This solar note on top of the sparkling mineral notes, which is like a sparkling note, similar to Givenchy Gentleman Only Absolute. That's a fantastic perfume. Anyway, it's discontinued, so please don't get sad. Okay, right. So sweet, creamy flesh of the coconut. Before it gets too creamy, the mineral notes pick it up. Then you get a dark ocean vibe. It smells like a reinvention of cool water. Now, I know that sounds rubbish. I don't know if I, yeah. I know that sounds rubbish, a bit crap, but it really evolves into something so much more sophisticated than that. So, Cool Water Intense, I think, came after this, but it really doesn't compare in terms of complexity. So far away, you get that sort of mineral cool blue, cobalt blue freshness, which is flat but sweet and cool at the same time, almost like a blue shade. And then closer, you get the warmth and the sweetness of the coconut. So when you come close, it's warm, and when you come when you come further away, it's cool and shaded. Yet it still has a sort of Bleu de Chanel shimmering note about it. I really like this because it's individually sweet and fresh, but some people say it's not fresh because it's not fresh enough, like it doesn't have sage or orange blossom to really make it plume with the projection. But I think if it plumed with the projection, it wouldn't be a very personal or sophisticated fragrance. It loses sophistication if, like Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances, sorry, Jean Paul Gaultier, the blue one and all the other ones, they do plume a lot. So you could say, I'm pronouncing myself with this fragrance. You know, I'm everywhere, you know. You're not it's not a very sophisticated thing to do, just like spray perfume in people's face. So it's nice to project a fragrance, but it's not sophisticated. So if you're looking for a sophisticated. That is the most unsophisticated thing to ever say. Sophisticated. All right, cool. You know what I'm talking about. Um, so you wouldn't want to throw your fragrance at anyone. I do like this. It's growing on me. It's got a sort of. I don't want to mix the idea of coconut with coconut santan lotion, but it has that nice freshness to it without being jarring or too creamy or mm, say sticky or muggy. Fantastic. So there you go. That is the last. Oh, it's not the last fresh perfume actually. Almost got lost there. That is mm, minerally fresh. It's a new age fresh perfume. I don't think anybody's gonna get it. I don't expect people to get it. But I feel like I get it, and I guess perfume is whatever you make it or your interpretation of the fragrance. So I feel like I get this one. Let me know in the comments if you love this too. And I'm talking about Fusion d'Izzy Extreme, the Eau de Toilette Intense. I don't know what happened to the other one. It smelled like warm orange juice, the one before that. Terrible. Right. So I'll be honest with you. I mean, if it's terrible, it's really bad, isn't it? So fresh, fresh, fresh. Let's try and stack these up in a better way. And the last one that is fresh. To seal all of these off. This is something that I use quite a lot. Woods and spices. Am I going to smell like coconut mineral notes, fruits, woods and spices? Yes, I will. Because it's that fresh. So what this gives me is like a snowball ice freshness. So it has this sort of icy chemical. Oh, it's gone right on my nose. Whew. Gotta be careful with spraying this. Alhamdulillah. Bless you. That's what it means. So, icy freshness that really grips you. This icy freshness is accompanied with blue fruits, a mixed spices, which is almost like saffron and musk because it's not a very hot spice, it's more of a saffron spice. I can smell maybe May Rose, a sort of powdery note, almost like the sort of gunpowder note that you get in Creed Himalaya. And the woods in the base are masculine but dry. They're like birchwood. So birchwood is dry, white, creamy, soft, slightly powdery, and it's just really nice. I just really love it because it's cool, fresh, and woody at the same time. It's just got so much character going for it, and it's a burst of freshness. That icy freshness when you go past somebody, that has a very nice winter like snow trail. I was going to say scent trail, but it's almost like a snow trail because it smells like lightly falling snow. I think that's what it's for. Sort of like wearing snow, that sort of blue, festive, sparkly fun without seeming like a potpourri candle or something juvenile. It is fresh in a mature way, but very seasonal for winter and Christmas. It reminds me of like a snowflake in the sort of sparkly, soft freshness of it. So very nice and masculine at the same time, despite smelling like a snowflake. Woods and Spices by Montel. Release the snowflake in you. All right. Okay. So that is that. I hope you can see all of them. And whatever you do, people, stay free and stay fresh. Pow! That's another one for my Fragrante Famiglia.